illegal immigrants are being tricked into getting onto buses by Texas and Arizona officials. Those bastards.
They're tricking them.
Tricking the poor illegal immigrants. How are they tricking them? Hey, get on this bus and you're going to have a good time.
Arriba, arriba. Thank you.
Is that what they're saying?
Possible.
And then all of a sudden they wind up clear across country in Washington, D.C.
Who among us hasn't hopped on a bus and said,
Arriba.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if any of us haven't done that.
Okay.
Probably all of us.
Thank you.
But here's Mayor Bowser talking about him.
The Washington Post reported last week that homeless shelters in D.C. were filling up, and groups were getting overwhelmed by these buses that the governors of Texas and Arizona are sending here full of migrants. How significant is this influx? How many people?
Well, this is a very significant issue. We have for sure called on the federal government to work across state lines to prevent people from really being tricked into getting on buses. We think they're largely asylum seekers.
You think? You don't
who are
have
going
any
to
idea.
final destinations that are not Washington, D.C. I worked with the White House to make sure that FEMA provided a grant to a local organization that is providing services to folks. But I fear that they're being tricked into nationwide bus trips when their final destinations are places all over the United States of America.
So it's not just local taxpayers picking up the tab. You're saying the federal government is helping.
Well, local taxpayers are not picking up the tab and should not pick up the tab. And we really need a coordinated federal response. We know that it's done for refugees who come to the States from all points of the world, and the same has to be.
And apparently you don't want them in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Isn't that interesting? Right. Isn't that fascinating? She doesn't want them in her city. And she's calling on the federal government to maybe take some action against Texas and Arizona for doing that. She knows they're not being tricked. They're put on a bus. Hey, we'll give you a free trip to D.C. What's the trick there?
Okay. No, I really wanted to go to Davenport, Iowa.
Right. No, I was hoping for Butte, Montana, where they got that old copper pit that filled up with water. Remember that? They don't mine copper there anymore. But
they do about the
it's a really big swimming pool now.
They do about the pit.
Yeah, they come here for the
pit.
For the pit.
All right.
Yeah, the gigantic pit.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of them all over the West from Kennecott that used to, mine copper, and now they don't. But they're being tricked into going to Washington, D.C. instead. Hey, I understand they have a big copper pit in D.C. You want to go see that?
They've got the pit, all right.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
All right, I will. Pathetic. That's fascinating. She does not want them. I mean, this is an effective technique.
It seems to be.
What they're doing is hated by the Northeastern mayors. Well, of course it is. They don't know what to do with them. They have no idea what to do with this influx of illegals. What are we supposed to do with them? Well, what are we supposed to do with them?
Thank you.
Yeah, we've already got millions here. Literally millions. So now you deal with some of them, okay? And see how you like it. And maybe you'll start to vote different ways. Is that possible?
Well, Muriel Bowser is...
Yeah. Muriel Bowser will not vote different ways. But if this happens enough time, maybe. Maybe. I love it how the only problem she has is that they're being tricked. Oh, okay. All right. Pathetic. It's just pathetic. But nothing moves them. Nothing moves them. How many did we say last week? 700 died since Biden took over. 700 have died trying to get across the border.